have to be careful how we talk to our kids on the spectrum. Sometimes some parents still unconsciously, I may add, okay, in defense of the parents, sometimes, because I do it too. Sometimes we forget that our child has autism, and maybe because he's grown in certain areas, we expect that he's just like his other siblings, but he is not. Okay, there's still certain things that they do not know, certain things that they need help with still. Some things still will not come naturally to them. Okay, so we have to be conscious about it. We have to be intentional when we are talking to autistic children, and to not expect them to understand in the way that their siblings would, or in the way that someone that is not autistic who is at their age would, because it's just not the same thing. Okay, so recently I Williams was getting on my nerves. All my kids get on my nerves. Okay, Zita gets on my nerves sometimes. You guys have kids, so I mean, if you didn't, I don't know why you're watching me, unless you're an autistic adult. Okay, but when you have kids, you know that these children get on your nerves. Okay, like right now, Wells is screaming. I don't know why he's screaming, and I gave him his iPad just so he leaves me alone. So I have no idea why he's screaming. He's probably screaming from excitement. Hold on, I think it's from excitement. Okay, so he's not hurt. Well, he's with his sister, so I know he's not hurt. Okay, so I was thinking maybe he's screaming from excitement or anger, but it's excitement. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so all our children get on our nerves, right? So Wells got on my nerves, and he was screaming so loud and so obnoxiously, like it was irritating, to be honest. And I kept telling him, use your words. There's no need to yell. I can't hear you when you yell. And then he kept yelling and yelling and yelling. And sorry guys that I feel sluggish because I'm just recovering. Okay, so he kept yelling and yelling and yelling. And then after a while, I just was very, very mad. And I went to him and I said, listen, if you yell one more time, you're going to be in serious trouble. Now, I wasn't sick when this was happening. Okay, so my voice was stronger than this. My voice was stronger than this. I was very stern. And he knows when mommy gets there, mommy is there. Okay, that's because I mean, I think this is the same for all parents. Like, we have to love our children. We have to let them be children. They are going to have their moments of being disobedient, of doing their own thing, of being rebels. They're going to have those moments. Me as a parent, I let my children do their thing. Okay, unless it's destructive or anything like that. But I let them be them for the most part, and I have fun with them. I dedicate time to play with them. I make it a conscious effort for them to know that I love them, so that when it comes to time to discipline them, they know that mommy's not playing. Okay. So when I told him, listen, if you yell like that one more time, you are going to be in serious trouble. You're going to give me 30 push-ups. I'm going to make you kneel down, and you're going to give me sit-ups. And he knew I was not playing. Okay. Some of you are going to think that all of this is corporate punishment. I know some people hate me. Some people hate me. You hate the way parents, and that's okay, because everyone is not going to love me. Okay, and we can all agree to disagree. It's fine. So when I said that, he knew I was serious, and then I walked away, and then it was time for them to take a shower. So yeah, good news. Wells takes a shower now by himself. Sometimes I still help him and scrub him. I just feel like I have to help sometimes just to scrub him a little bit. So I do that for him sometimes, but for the most part, he gives himself a shower. He washes his body by himself. So that is good news, and that is progress. I'm very happy about that. So I told him to go take a shower, and we were taking a shower, and I was making dinner. And the next thing I knew, I kept hearing this whisper in the background, but I wasn't paying attention, right? I was fixing dinner. The kitchen was noisy, so I wasn't really listening. And if you have an autistic child, you know that the house is never quiet. Like, when the house is quiet is when I'm thinking, is everybody okay? I think it goes for all children, really. My house is never quiet. There's always some kind of noise in the background. And even for Williams, even when he's watching his iPad, he's still making some kind of noise in the background, right? So when I heard the whispering sounds, I was like, it's just Williams. I knew it was Williams. It was his voice. I was like, it's just Williams. And I paid no mind to it. And then it kept going on and on. And then something told me, you know, to listen. My spirit told me to just listen. And so I stopped what I was doing and I just listened. And I heard, Mommy, there's no soap here. It's not fair. I need soap. Mommy, Mommy, there's no soap here. It's not fair. I need soap. And it just kept going on and on and on. And when I realized what he was saying, I ran to the bathroom. Oh my gosh. And I ran to the shower and I'm like, what is it, Wells? And he's like, Mommy, there's no soap here. I need soap. I'm like, why didn't you yell my name? You know I'm in the kitchen. You know I'm cooking in the kitchen. I can't hear you if you're whispering. He's like, broke my heart. I'm sorry. He said, "You told me not to yell." I'm sorry, guys. So my son said, "You told me not to yell." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Yes, Williams, I told you not to yell because you were yelling a lot and it wasn't like anything was going on. You were just yelling just to yell. But now you needed for me to hear you and I'm in the kitchen. I cannot hear you unless you yell." And it's like, I don't want to be in punishment, mommy. That's why I couldn't yell because you told me not to yell. Oh my gosh. That just broke my heart. Like I I mean I went away with tears in my face, but I went and got soap for him. What happened was the day before they decided to take a bath in their bathroom. And so we moved the soap. The soap they found out that the soap in the bathroom was finished and I didn't have the energy to go open another soap. So I just took the soap from my bathroom and I took it to their bathroom. And so on this day, Zita was taking a bath in their bathroom, and Williams was taking a shower in my bathroom, and there was no soap there. So he needed for me to help him get a new soap. And because I had told him not to yell again, he didn't even yell to get my attention. He was under the shower. The shower was running, and he needed to get my attention to help him get soap, but he still wouldn't yell. You know what I'm saying? He still wouldn't yell. And it's a sad thing because it's happened. I think there are cases where autistic people might have hurt themselves or even lost their lives because they didn't know to do something a certain way. You know, there's cases like that where they're fixated on doing something one particular way, and then they just stuck with it and just kept doing it that way, even if it was hurting them and to their own detriment. So it's a very sad situation, but it happens. And I had to explain to him that, in this situation, you needed me to hear you. Like, if you kept whispering, how would I hear you? I'm all the way in the kitchen. Like, if I didn't really, really, excuse me, if I didn't really, really stop what I was doing to listen, I would never have heard you. And you would have been saying the same thing over and over for hours. And I still not hear you. Well, not hours, because I'll come check on them after a bit, but I still will not hear you. So I was trying to explain to him that different situations call for different measures, right? So basically, that's just what I'm trying to say. Like with your autistic children, you have to be careful. Like you have to, even when you give them instructions, you have to give reasons why you're giving that instruction and explain to them the different situations. And hopefully, over time, um, they start to assimilate and understand how different situations will call for different measures or different actions, right? Hopefully. And in the beginning, it may not be like that. In the beginning, it may look like you have to teach them every single thing, but do not despair. Do not be discouraged because even with Williams in the beginning, when I was teaching him instructions, I remember I would teach him something like open a door or open the laptop or open the book. And I would teach him like open or close a book. And I had to teach him what a book was. This is a book. This is open. This is close. And then when we do it over and over, he gets it. But then when I say open the door, even though I told him what a door is, and I say open the door, close the door, he gets frustrated because he cannot really put it together that it's the same open the book and it's the same open the door, it's the same concept, that kind of thing. And he would just get frustrated and have a meltdown. So those days I'd be like, am I supposed to teach this kid every single word in the dictionary? Like, am I supposed, not that I know every word in the dictionary, but you get what I'm saying? Like, am I supposed to teach him every single instructions? Like every single sentence I have to teach him, like how it applies to every single thing. But I mean, I have to accept that was my fate. I'm like, okay, that's what I have to do then. Lord Jesus, give me the strength. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. So just know that I know what you're going through. It was not funny then at all. But I mean, I had no choice and I just had to pray for strength, right? That's all I can do, just pray for strength. But over time, even though I had to teach him some of those things, some other ones he had to learn himself. Actually, most of the ones he had to learn, maybe not most. I don't know. But he still surprises me every day when he learns new things. Like when you watch kids programs, especially the ones where there's interaction. That's the one I recommend for autistic children. When they watch all those things, they pick up on them. When they script, which is like repeating words that they heard or sentences or phrases that they heard from watching a movie or something, when they script like that, they're building confidence, right? So do not stop scripting. If you haven't watched my videos on scripting, you need to look for that and watch it. Scripting is actually a good thing for your child, unless, of course, you need them to do something productive and scripting is taking their mind off of that, then you can you can help shut that down. Gosh, I feel like I'm spreading whatever I have to you guys right now. Oh my Lord. Okay, good thing you can't catch it from the screen. Okay, so yeah, so even though at the time I felt like I had to teach him everything, over time, he began to kind of connect things by himself after a while. But I had to do some of the initial ones. So it might be the same thing with, teaching them about life and different situations about life and all of that. We may have to just teach them the few basic ones, and then over time we pray that God does the rest, because he's ultimately God's child. I'm just here to care for him, really. Um, so so over time, hopefully, he learns some of these things by himself. But I'll have to do what I can do um, on my own. Let me know if any of the things that I talked about blessed you. And if you have any questions, you can leave it there and maybe I'll use it for my next live. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. And the kids are watching the iPad, so I don't think they want to come say hi to you guys. All right. Thank you so much for watching.